To find out as to which is a true case and which is the false case.
Yes.
And judgment must be rendered.
What is the
Otherwise,
beginning of the solution, Mr. Tulsi?
Confused.
What is the beginning of the solution?
The beginning of the solution is that governments must give it top priority. The bureaucrats and the politicians
Yes.
are interested in delay. They have a vested interest in delay. They will not allow this. Because the corruption cases, the bureaucrat wants that it should drag on till at least his retirement.
Right.
So first there will be a delay in grant of sanction, then there will be a delay in the investigation, thereafter there will be a delay in the trial.
Right.
And in the meantime they would have safely retired and also obtained the order of pension. Similarly, the politicians don't want, they don't want that their election petitions should get decided. Corruption cases or murder cases or rape cases should get decided.
Understood, sir.
Otherwise, they will suffer a disqualification.
Absolutely.
So somebody has to take the bull by the horns and ensure that the government, I hope the present Prime Minister will do this.
Something, because the expectations
this is the top priority.
Absolutely. This needs to be a top priority.
This ought to be the top priority.
Because the things that have been said on this show, gentlemen, today, are not going to inspire a lot of confidence. They've been brutally honest. Okay, all of you four gentlemen have said things that are... Mr. Raghavan, quick closing comments, 20 seconds, sir, to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree totally with Mr. Tulsi that the situation has become outrageous. I know of certain cases. I want the viewers to know there are cases which are pending just because the judges, successive judges, have retired in quick succession. What prevents the higher judiciary by insisting that even after retirement, the judge will continue to hear a trial which had begun in his time and then complete it before he retires. This has not been done, and this has caused a great delay in a number of cases, including those pending in Gujarat.
All right, so that's one possible suggestion as well, one constructive suggestion. The simple fact of the matter is, how does a case like this even get explained to people who've already lost their faith in the criminal justice system? If people have heard the things being said by the luminaries on my show tonight, the numbers that have been put out there by KTS Tulsi, 180,000 murders, 80,000 rape cases still pending. What faith can we really have? The simple fact is, nobody may have heard of L.N. Mishra and need reminding of who he is and what that case is all about as far as this generation is at least concerned. But there is no exaggerating how important it is to the way forward and how the entire criminal justice system, the investigation system, and the way the government interacts with courts needs a complete overhauling. KTS Tulsi, Vikas Singh, R.K. Raghavan, and Justice S.N. Dhingra, thank you very much for joining us on this very important debate here on News.
He's been a separatist leader who's also now contesting the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections. He's come off a crucial meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Joining us now on Headlines today is Sajjad Lone. Welcome. Why did you meet the Prime Minister? What was in the agenda?
Well, we've been overwhelmed and have seen one of the worst disasters probably in the last century. So as a Kashmiri, I thought, if I get the opportunity to put my viewpoint forward to the Prime Minister of India, because at the end of the day, all the relief rehabilitation measures are going to be funded by the centre. So I just put those things in front of him about the need for long-term, short-term and medium-term relief and rehabilitation measures, and how we could utilize this adversity as an opportunity. And I was rather surprised because he seemed to have a lot of information about the whole disaster, about what happened and how we can move forward. And he assured me that he will do all he can, even take a personal interest in ensuring that we restore Srinagar to its glory and even do much better.
Before you met the Prime Minister, you met with Ram Madhav last week. Before that, you met with Jai Prakash Nadda. A series of meetings with senior BJP leaders just weeks before Jammu and Kashmir goes to polls. Is the People's Conference that you lead trying to work out an electoral understanding with the BJP for these polls, sir?
Look, Rahul, I'll tell you one of the reasons that you're finding it conspicuous is that till date, whenever the central leader came from the country to Kashmir, there were two sole addresses. It was either the NC or the PDC, Mufti Saab or Farooq Abdullah Saab or Umar Abdullah Saab. So that lesser beings like me, somebody is meeting them. It's suddenly it's conspicuous. It's not. People come and meet. If they show respect, we replicate respect. Go and meet, and if people want to know about Kashmir, we give our point of view. I don't think there is, we need to read too much into it. But the reality is that they are the party at the center. And the other reality is that I have not been in mainstream politics. I don't know many people in Delhi. And it's always, if there is an opportunity I can avail where I can meet, why not? Now, if other national leaders don't come or call me, so I can't just go in and barge into their rooms and say, please talk to me. So nobody has till date ever come or asked, who you are, what do you think about Kashmir? If somebody comes,
No, but the BJP has a particular perception in the Kashmir Valley. It's perceived, rightly or wrongly, as being an anti-Muslim party. You were a separatist leader, and questions are being asked in the political circles of Srinagar and in the political circles of Delhi about what's going on. Do you not think that the BJP is tainted, or in your view, is the BJP a party you can do business with?
You see, I don't intend committing political suicide. Now, if your perceptions are correct, then I'm probably committing suicide. I'm not. So these perceptions that you're talking about, I don't know. There might be a section which holds this perception. But as a Kashmiri, and I'm a Muslim also, I don't see any bone of pro-Muslim leanings since Congress. Congress has been there ruling for a very long time in Kashmir, and there have been a lot of killings. There's never been an apology from the army during Congress rule. I look at it from that point of view. Never in the last 25 years has the army apologized for an accident. So I don't give a damn about these perceptions, which might be there in a section of people. All I know, they are the party in center and they can help us. So if it means coming here, meeting the Prime Minister, I'll do it 10 times.
No, so you're essentially saying something very important. You're saying you don't think the BJP is an anti-Muslim or an anti-Kashmir party, and you're saying that you don't see any harm in considering doing business with the BJP to see where it leads Kashmir and you.
I have not made up my mind. We don't know. I'm not that big a player in Kashmiri mainstream politics. Our party is fighting assembly elections after 30 years. So I'm not the one who can change everything. But in my humble perception, I really don't think that, my whole, okay, now put it to say, my whole analysis is that, once you paint it as anti-Muslim, and then that means Congress is pro-Muslim. Once you project it as anti-Kashmiri, then Congress is pro-Kashmiri, which is not true. You can't make Congress as a default recipient.
Are you concerned about a backlash from your former friends in the Hurriyat conference? They would not be happy with Sajjad Lone doing business with the BJP. They'll say, you've sold out, sir.
No, that anybody can say, that doesn't matter. But as far as Hurriyat is concerned, the best talks that they had was during Mr. Vajpayee's era. They were snubbed and not acknowledged with the respect that they would have wanted to during Mr. Manmohan's regime. So I don't think they could.
You've prepared a resolution paper on Kashmir, which essentially says that let there be an economic union between the Indian Kashmir and the Pakistani occupied Kashmir, and let there be free trade. Did you have an opportunity to discuss that with the Prime Minister? Do you think that there is at all a possibility of the Sajjad Lone vision actually coming into play, sir?
No, there was no opportunity this time, because it was mostly development about the current development within Kashmir Valley, within J&K. Yes, there will be an opportunity. At the end of the day, you have to sit and see that without changing the geography, how you can move forward. So economic cooperation, economic trade is the in thing across the world. So as a leader, as a political worker of the new generation, I ask a question which I'm sure you would also be asking. You're a young man, much younger than me, is that why don't we cooperate economically in South Asia? And I think there's no harm in asking that question. It's not against anything, it's an idea.
You fought a Lok Sabha election that you lost, sir. What makes you confident that the people of Kashmir will actually support you in this assembly election?
Look, we have to understand, win and of course, jo jeeta wahi Sikandar. But reality is that we fought elections after 30 years. No power, no jobs to give, no doles, nothing at all. You have to understand this is a hardcore ideological vote, which still follows a person despite being out of power. And, this time we had fielded a candidate who was a new time entrant in elections. Then you had the National Conference and the PDP. One was with 21 MLAs, the other had power. So, and resources. You have to understand that we work on donations. And then when you talk of parliament, there are 4 or 5 constituencies. You're totally empty. There was no vote, not a single vote. Still, the difference was hardly 70,000-80,000. So it's not as if, now this is assembly. There will be different assembly segments. The perception earlier on in parliament was that they won't win because there are 5 or 6 seats where they don't have a single vote. This is an assembly election fought on the local issues. And I feel that, just 0.5% strength.
Why should the Kashmiri voter vote for you and not for Mehbooba Omar?
They've been voting for them for 60 years. And if there are problems in Kashmir, it's because of them, not because
How
of
will
me.
you address them differently? Even let's assume you've got Modi on your side. How will you be able to approach the problem of Kashmir
He is the Prime Minister of India. How can he be on my side? But yes, we believe, I believe that, we can bring in a change. I believe that people have been made prisoners of laws. There is a centralized economy in Kashmir and there is no willingness to change that because centralized economy means more power for the politicians and they don't have the moral courage to divorce that power, to decentralize it and distribute power amongst the people. If you look at Kashmir of today, the laws, it reminds me of the USSR. The government is doing everything. They're building malls, they're running shadi halls, they're making 10 by 10 feet shops, which the private sector should do. The line is totally blurred. You have lakhs of people who graduate. There are no openings for them at all. Absolutely none. There's a tourism sector. We are hanging on to a Gulmarg and a Pahalgam for the last 60 years. There's hundreds of such spots where there is no road connectivity, no tourism infrastructure. Tourism alone could generate lakhs of jobs. But where is the will? Where is the will to come here and tell them, like I, in my personal capacity, pleaded today, that let us have a travel, trade, tourism corridor from Srinagar up to the border area of north, right through it. A 4-lane which makes it accessible for the tourism.
What did the PM say to that?
Very, very positive. He was very positive and I think pleased that such ideas are coming from Kashmir.
There is a concern in a certain section of Kashmiris that the BJP is running this very Machiavellian plot of getting a lot of Kashmiri Pandits to sign up to get them to vote on the 6-8 seats of the valley where the Kashmiri Pandits were once in big numbers and thereby changing the demographics of the Kashmir election. They feel that there is a BJP strategy to try and install a Hindu chief minister in Jammu and Kashmir. What do you think of this conspiracy theory?
You see, this conspiracy can, if there is a conspiracy, I don't know whether there is one, can be defeated by Kashmiris living there and coming out and voting. If they don't want to do that, then, good luck to them. But if they believe there is one, let them come out and vote. So there is no conspiracy. People who are saying this, why don't they, instead of telling you, go to the people and ask them to vote to defeat this conspiracy?
But then there's a reality that the Hurriyat will order a boycott as well, pushing down voting figures.
Then that conspiracy you should ask Hurriyat, not me. If people come out and vote, there is no conspiracy. If they sit at home, there is a conspiracy.
So are you reasonably confident that there might be a pre-poll alliance also with the BJP, which could be possibly afoot now?
No, I am going to fight elections on my own, that's for sure. We had been approached.
But some tactical understanding with the BJP?
I run it solo. This is my first term. I'm willing to, slug it out there, work hard. And, I believe in change. And I know if I share it there with the other regional parties, I'm an idealist. I'm a dreamer. I dream of a Kashmir. Which I believe, we can make it one of the most beautiful places on earth. Excellent healthcare, excellent communication links, roads, a social welfare scheme. I dream of that. And if the people of Kashmir are not ready yet, maybe some other day. But I will trudge along, not solo, but I have a group. Idealists, dreamers, newcomers, who will go through these, entrenched families, who've had a lot of political patronage for decades.
You come from a family yourself.
I don't. I've not been groomed by my father. I've not been taught by my father. I've learned by my mistakes. He was killed and I came into power. God save every son, into politics. God save every son from joining politics in that way. No, not at all. My father has never groomed me, never taught me. He never took me in the toe. He was not like they come with a parcel in their hand that this is my daughter and he says, this is my son. He never came with a parcel. Look at my son. No, he never did.
So you're saying no pre-poll alliance, but post-poll you'll see what happens.
Postpoll is open for everybody. It's not, don't read too much into this. As someone who's contesting elections, I think it was very normal for me to go meet the Prime Minister, meet anybody who wants to meet me. Why should I have be a prisoner of somebody's perceptions? So it's good, I've met people for the first time. I feel wanted, while I can't say the same thing in the last 10 years. When, as I told you, they knew only 2 addresses. Rahul, you have to understand one thing, this is very important. Time has come to make peace and friendship with the people of Kashmir rather than select individuals. And I think when they meet lesser individuals like me, who are newcomers in mainstream politics, who might not have such big parties, this is a first step. And
there are several perceptions about Modi. Do you think Modi is someone who can be friends with the people of Kashmir?
With what I saw of him, friendliest, if that's a term, I don't know whether it is. Honestly, friendliest. The sort of ideas he has about Kashmir, the information, that was amazing, how much he knows about that place.
Well, you're trying to play down the significance of your meeting, but this meeting and what is about to happen can potentially alter the electoral dynamics of the Kashmir Valley. Sajjad Lone, we wish you all the best. Thank you very much for speaking to Headlines. Thank you.